I'm Nick Zawald.
I'm Chris Bryant.
We had some playoff games and some championship games, so pretty big week for St. Joe's last week. Field hockey played last Wednesday against New England College in a semifinal game for the NAC tournament. Rochelle, Missouri scored the only goal of the game to give the Monks a 1-0 win and able to advance to the NAC championship. Megan Johnson, the Royal Blues netminder, made 5 stops and recorded her 6th shutout of the season, the most of any SJC field hockey goaltender. So advancing to the NAC championship game, they played last Saturday, and they ended up losing 2-1 in penalty shots. The Eagles scored first, but Peyton Dante was able to deke through defenders and put the tying goal on the board. 48 seconds of the first overtime, TJ Cowan scored what looked like the game-winning goal, only to have the goal called back due to an illegal shot. According to the rule book, the first shot off a corner must enter the cage lower than the 18 inches. At the end of the second OT, the score still remains 1-1. Husson scored all 3 of their penalty shots, while Renee Leach and Rochelle, Missouri, able to score their first 2, but the Monks were unable to capitalize on their 3rd penalty shot. With this loss, this will end the season for the SJC field hockey team. The Royal Blue went 13-6 overall this season and 8-1 in the NAC. Megan Johnson, Sarah Battelle, Peyton Dottie all made the 2011 NAC All-Tournament team.
Both the men's and the women's cross-country teams competed in the ECAC Championships over the weekend in Williamsport, Mass. Amber Dostie had herself another outstanding performance, setting another record for the Monks. Her 23 minutes and 31-second time put her in 11th place in the championship, which is the highest a woman has ever placed in a regional event for SJC. The men's team was paced by Faisal Abdillahi, who ran an 8K in 28 minutes and 58 seconds, which was good for 97th overall. Both teams will run in the NCAA Division III Regional Championships Saturday, November 12th at Brunswick. The women start at 11 a.m., followed by the men at 12 p.m.
Men's soccer also advanced to the semifinals this week, and they played Emmanuel College last Thursday. Last time SJC played against Emmanuel, Emmanuel upset us in overtime with 1 goal. Despite the loss of goals, SJC was able to get the win over Emmanuel on 4-1 last Thursday. Ross Leski, Zach Johnson, Mike Sanfilippo, and Nick Lemieux all scoring goals in this game. For Nick Lemieux, his first collegiate goal of his career, and this means the Monks advanced to the GNAC championship game, which they played last Saturday. And last Saturday at that GNAC championship game, they played Norwich. The Monks won the game 4-1. Zach Johnson and Mike Sanfilippo scored the first 2 goals of the game. However, Garrett Schufelt of Norwich cut the SJC lead in half, making the score 2-1 going into halftime. When the SJC came out on the field for the second half of the game, Dan McIntry, a defenseman for the Monks, scored his first collegiate goal of his career. Later in the game, Ali Hershey put in the 4th goal of the game for St. Joe's to give SJC some breathing room. The Monks win again in the GNAC championship game. For the 2nd time in 3 seasons, Coach Babineau will get his 2nd GNAC championship in the 3 years he has been head coach. The men's soccer team have now won 5 straight games and will appear in the NCAA Division III tournament. The Monks have now tied the record for most goals and points scored in the season with 43 goals and 117 points. Zach Johnson, Kenny Gregg, Tenny Palmer, Dan McIntry, and Mike Sanfilippo was named in the GNAC All-Tournament team, and Mike Sanfilippo receiving the MVP on the team. The Monks are now 14-5 overall and 7-3 in the conference. The NCAA Division III tournament picks will air Monday, November 7th at 1 o'clock. We're here with senior defenseman Zach Hollingshead.
You guys found out that Norwich upset the #1 seed Albertus, which also meant that you guys get to play at home again.
Right.
Talk about what the team atmosphere was like after that game and finding that out.
Well, we were all pretty excited when we beat Emmanuel 4-1. You know, we knew we were going to win. You know, we had a positive outlook, but anytime you can put 4 goals on the team, it feels real good. So we're all celebrating in the locker room, kind of winding down, and then Coach Babineau comes in and says, who wants to play at home in the finals? And everyone's kind of lost it. Because we knew no matter who we played in the finals, it was going to be a real tough game. We'd beaten Norwich 2-1 early in the year, and then again lost to Albertus 2-1 early in the year. So we knew regardless, it was going to be a really tough game. But I'll never forget, in '09 when we played at home in the championship game, it was one of the most unbelievable feelings in the world. So I'd kind of been telling the freshmen and the new guys who hadn't been part of a championship team, what it was like to play at home, what it was like to have the hill filled with people. And I really wanted, I wanted to experience that again, but I really wanted some of the younger guys to experience that.
Talk about Norwich now. Talk about your tactics going into the game. I know you guys said you were pretty confident because it was home. Talk about maybe some of the tactics you guys used.
Well, we knew every year that I've played Norwich, and including this year, they've always been a very fit team. The military school mindset, every single player on the team is very fit. But we knew as well, they played LaSalle. The game got delayed a couple days due to the weather. They played LaSalle, went to double overtime, finally won 3-2. And then it took them 88 minutes to beat Albertus 1-0. So we knew they were going to be tired. We knew they were going to be gassed. So again, our mantra this entire year has been, let's put every team under pressure. We worked real hard in fitness at the beginning of the year to be able to do that to teams, and so now it really paid off. We just constantly put them under pressure, and thank God we've got people like Zach Johnson and Mike who can put the ball in the back of the net.
Now this is your third championship appearance in 4 years.
Right.
2 years ago you won in 2009. Last year you kind of had a down kind of season. You guys were number 7 and seeded in the playoffs, and this year you guys got a lot of new faces. A lot of people were thinking it might have been a bridge season just so you guys could get back to where you were or whatever. And were you surprised that you guys were able to make it to the championship game with all these new faces? I know you guys talking about you guys came together as a family this year. Like, was it hard to come together as a family with all these new faces?
Well, I guess I'll start here, kind of back at the beginning. When I first came in, the program was kind of struggling a little bit. And my freshman season, we were ranked real low in the preseason rankings. We surprised everyone, making it to the championship game. The next year, we got a good ranking and won it. And then having kind of a down year last year, for me, it was tough because I knew that the talent level we had, but in a way, at least for the returners, it kind of fueled us because we knew what it took to get to a championship game, and we were able to really embrace the quote-unquote underdog mentality because going into last year we were ranked number 1, we had won it, and we had all these expectations put on us by the conference. Everyone was out really gunning for us, and so those were tough to live up to. But with the new faces this year, I knew we would do better than last year. I honestly knew we would do better than last year. And I was always confident in saying, we're going to win a championship, we're going to do well. But I knew it was going to be a tough road.
Yeah.
And then as the season started to progress, everyone realized we were knocking off good teams. We lost a couple close ones, but we started knocking off a lot of teams in our conference. And just a few games into the season, just took a little bit of confidence, and the fire was lit under everybody. We knew what it would take, and we knew how to do it.
2 years ago, you guys played Wesleyan, who were a nationally ranked team at the time. Talk about what you guys are hoping for drawings today.
Well, I really hope we get a good seed. Obviously, in any tournament there are some quote unquote monster programs.
Yeah.
You kind of hopefully can avoid in the first round. But whether we get a draw against a monster team or we get a draw against any other school. I know Coach Babineau, myself, and the whole team were confident that now we've won the conference twice. We've been to the NCAA tournament. It's great. There's plaques, there's medals, there's programs with your name in them. Your school, all the information. It goes out all over the country. And I think everyone knows what that's like now, or just a lot of the guys know what that's like. Coach Babineau knows what to expect. He can kind of let the younger guys know. But everyone now that, like I said, now that we won the conference twice and been to the tournament, we expect to win a game, at least one, because we know we have the talent level to go past. Oh, it's nice that we're here. This was really cool. But now it's really cool, and we want to win the game, and we know we can do this.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Zach?
I like to say it's been an unreal 4 years, and it meant a lot to me to win the first GNAC championship. As a member of the team and someone who could come off the bench and always add something, but it was out of this world to start and play the majority of the game in the GNAC championship, and see the fans that we had there, and the support was absolutely unbelievable. And I don't know, it's been everything and then some. Playing with St. Joe's the past 4 years, but we accomplished our first goal this year, winning the GNAC, and the next goal is to win a game, and who knows how many in the NCAA tournament. So we look forward to it, and hopefully we can bring back the SJC community to win.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming out today, and good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for joining us this week on the show.
And thanks to all of you for all your support of the show and also all the sports in the fall. And support the Monks men's soccer team, who continues their quest in the NCAA tournament.
Make sure you continue to follow us on Twitter and Facebook to get even more updates on your SJC athletics.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say